I'm Madeleine Harvey. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Today we're going to be exploring one of those curious and curiouser words, authenticity. How do we define it? And how do we get some? So hopefully by the end of today's video, you'll have a very clear definition of what it means to you to be authentic, and you'll have at least 3 quick exercises that you can do at home that will help pave the way for that authentic, at home in your own body kind of expression that we all want. So if you like today's video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up or click that subscribe button below. I would love to see you here more often. So I just want to start this discussion with a question. I would like to pose a question to you, and that is, why is authenticity so hard to find in the first place? Well, one word, and that is influence. We're constantly influenced by options. We have lots of options. We have lots of different sounds that we can make. And sometimes that is very overwhelming. That gets so overwhelming that sometimes we just shut down, right? So think of this as you have vocal sounds laid before you, just like a buffet, like food on a buffet. And you say, ooh, I'd like a little bit of this artist's range, and maybe a little bit of this artist's power, and this artist's edge and intensity, and maybe this artist's kind of style or agility. And we kind of cherry pick like this. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, that's exactly how vocal style is created. I will create a different video on that later. But authenticity is like not choosing from the buffet and instead asking yourself, what am I hungry for? Instead of what do I want to hear and cherry pick, what kind of experience do I want to have? How do I want to feel the voice? This is my definition of authenticity. It goes like this. Authenticity. The place where nothing needs to happen. It just is. I no longer have to protect, perfect, or polish anything that happens. I'm just fully embodied. Fully embodied with the exhilaration of my voice. I'm going for the ride, and I'm enjoying the ride rather than trying to manage every detail. And it's important to define it because, again, we have to find that in our body, and we have to practice that. It's very, very difficult if we don't know exactly what we're looking for. Other factors that can really, really get involved with authenticity is the language that we speak. That language includes an accent, usually a regionalism that's specific to the region. I'm from Kentucky originally, so this wouldn't be a pen to me. Pen. It would be a pan. It's a pan. And that was, I in fact had to do a accent reduction class when I was in conservatory, and it was so difficult for me to learn these different sounds. But I learned very quickly that my familiar voice, I would speak higher. So I'd speak up here. Hi, y'all. How you doing? Oh, my Lord. I would speak higher, and I learned very quickly that that was not my authentic voice, but it was an emulation of the other people that I grew up around, the other females in my family. So oftentimes that can influence the choices that we're making because we assume that we're operating from an authentic place to begin with. Not always. Sometimes there is a variance between what's familiar and what is actually quite natural for us. But we'll go over that in today's lesson. So if my definition of authenticity rings true for you, we want to practice a sense of being at home in our own body, being so focused and centered within our body that we can embody the sound. So we're going to do 3 exercises, very quick, kind of crazy exercises together today. If you need to pause at any point to get a little bit more experience or maybe experiment a little with any of these postures, have at it. This video is made for you with love. So the first exercise we want to do is come into our body. So I like to do that by gently placing my hands on my chest. Oh, immediately I feel my nervous energy. Not nervous like, I'm scared, but nervous like, I'm just so excited. It's just that kind of nervous system energy. I just feel it turn down. Everything gets very slow. Yeah, I feel as if my body got heavier, like it's made of water. I can feel that my body is made of water. Just take a couple breaths right here. Just hone in on that sensation, the actual weight of your body. Give it to gravity. It's so nice. When you feel that you're centered in this relaxed place, just release the sound. It's going to feel kind of grunty or moany, but you're looking for maximum vibrations, least effort, okay? So let's come back to the center. Take a breath. Then ask yourself, did that feel like a full body, authentic experience? Or was I still trying to make something happen? Right, let's try it again. You can pick a different note. It's totally fine by me. Felt better? I'm going to let it kind of walk around a little bit. That feels pretty good. Now that's kind of a good spot where I feel maximum vibration, least amount of effort. So I'm just going to milk it. I'm just going to stay right here. I'm going to do it a couple more times. And the point of this, again, is to find that quality of presence, that quality of being that's kind of behind the doing. So now that we have a sense of that, I'm just going to show you what not having that sounds like. So what were we singing just now? A flat? Okay. So if I'm right there, if I go, hi, how are you? You feel how it's kind of like a singing head. Yeah. It doesn't have a body attached. It's like, no, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. But my definition of authenticity is a full-bodied experience. Full experience. I want the fullest experience I can possibly have. So I'm just going to try that again. Come back to my body. That feels tentative. I can make it louder. But it's still not coming from the center of myself, right? There's a different authority behind it. I've got my whole spirit behind it. So if you need to pause right here and just experiment on different pitches, you're looking for, that wonderful feeling of, it feels very moany. I didn't mean to make it weird if I made it weird, but pause it and just see if you can feel what that feels like. Feel it's happening deep inside of your body. Okay? Now we're going to move on to the second. the second exercise together now. So do you remember how at the top of the video, I told you that I used to have an accent? I'm from Kentucky originally, so I had two sides of my family that had slightly different types of accents. My grandma Evelyn would sing everything she'd say. How's your mama? Oh, that's nice. I'm so proud. And she'd say things like, well, I do declare. Yeah, everything was so lilty. Super friendly. And that absolutely authentic for my grandma Evelyn. Now, my grandma Ruby, who I'm a little bit more like, was a little rougher. You know, she'd say things like ranch. Get on there and ranch it. And my husband, who's from Boston or the Boston area, wouldn't need subtitles. He would go, translate, what does she mean? And I would say, she's asking you to rinse it instead of ranch it. Get on there and ranch it. So that's called a kind of a mountain south accent. So she was, she was very much like that. So I had an accent that was a little bit of both. So like I said before, this would be a pan, like almost like two syllables. Pan. Yeah. I would speak higher, like my grandma Evelyn, my grandma. I'd speak higher, and I would lilt almost everything. Even when I was mad, I'd go, I'm so mad, right? Right? And I'd get frustrated because I knew that I was like really fuming and I'd want to, but what was familiar to me was to speak in that upward lilted place. So I'm going to guide you through an exercise that I did in conservatory to help find your most authentic vocal center, which is the center of the body. Primarily right here. There's a soft place. My ribcage is right there. So just for reference, we want to find the soft place that's right kind of up in that rib cage. Now just gentle now, gentle. You're going to notice that your abs want to tense right away to protect that, and rightfully so. They really should. And if this is troubling for you, you can kind of, with a straight back, lean forward and feel gravity trying to pull your belly down. Just for a little bit more play on this area. Now you're just gently going to press right here, and see what happens as I talk higher, like I used to. And I'd go, ah. The voice gets pulled down, immediately down into the body, right from where I talk now. So I like to press a little faster, but you don't have to. You don't want those abs to really tense because you don't have a lot of leeway. You can just gently press. So let's try it without voice first. And let's see if we can just gently offer some pressure right here on that inner body, that middle of the body. So just gently press. Can you keep your belly nice and relaxed? Good. Now just offer up some sound. And if you want to just play around, I encourage this. Go higher, like, or try that middle C, but just singing head. See how it pulls it right down. Really funny, isn't it? Now, kind of keeps it right in the center of the body, keeps the body a part of it, shares the experience with the body. So if you need to pause right here to experiment a little bit more, I just want to encourage and say again, gentle. You don't want to punch yourself in the middle of the body. You just want to gently feel that your belly can relax and stay pretty relaxed as you do that. It's a little bit of a challenge, but it's so worth it. So we'll move on to the third and the final crazy little exercise for finding your most authentic voice. And this one is my favorite. My favorite. In fact, it's actually used a lot in acting conservatories for actors because their voices have to be impulsed by their emotions and they have to project their voice at the same time. So this exercise is called the Marionette exercise. I'll walk you through it really quickly and then we'll try it together. If you just want to watch and laugh at me, that's fine too. I made my peace with that. So you're going to walk you through it first with your feet shoulder width apart. Then you're going to kind of check in with your balance to make sure it's nice and even, nice and even. Tuck your hips under. Your hips should feel like they're directly under your ankles. If you notice that you collapsed as you did that, then lift that torso nice and tall. Then relax the belly. You may have to do that many times because naturally those abs want to support the spine. So like lift, relax. There you go. Now you're going to just shift your weight forward on the balls of your feet. You're going to notice your knees bend slightly so that your heels come off the ground, right? And as you do this, then you're going to gently now bounce like a baby on a lap. And you're just going to feel that your body is like a little marionette doll, like right? It's just going to be influenced by the gentle pull of gravity, gentle pull of gravity. You're going to feel it first on your hands, and then on your elbows, and then your shoulders, your jaw, and then see if you can feel gravity gently pulling your interior organs. If you got all that, then offer up some sound. Authenticity. Right away. Yeah, it takes a lot of energy to marionette doll. Now, you don't want to be like flying all over the place, but again, I'm not going to put caps on your exploration. Enjoy. But I would prefer that you go nice and gentle so that you're not distracted by all the movement and you can just feel your interior organs just gently being pulled down by gravity. You'll notice that when your muscles are shaking all that nervous energy off, your interior breath and your authenticity, your core of your voice are free to just sort of open up. Again, authenticity. Nothing needs to happen. You just sort of let it happen, right? So now let's try this together. We'll try it on a middle C, but you are free to choose whatever note you fancy. So stance, shoulder width apart. Tuck the hips in, lift the chest up, relax the belly. Good. Shift your weight forward, soft knees, relax the belly. Because you'll notice your belly probably tends to just making that shift. Relax the belly. Now gently bounce. Let your hands go. Let your elbows go. Let your shoulders go. Jaw. Good. Now belly. Let's try that middle C. Good. Rest. Good. Assume the position again. Forward. Relax the belly again. Bounce. Wrists. Elbows. Shoulders. Jaw. Belly. Sing. Good. Maximum amount of vibrations, least amount of effort. Your body cannot contend with that amazing force of gravity, so we might as well use it to our advantage. You could sing an entire song like this. You really could. If I'm bouncing, I want to keep in mind that you don't want to make anything happen. You just want to let everything happen. So I'm just going to make something up and just bounce as I do it, just as an example. If I bounce. That didn't feel like any effort at all. The only thing I had to do was carry that sensation that I had when we were bouncing into when I was being still. And that's the point of these exercises. You demonstrate what authenticity feels like so that your body gets a nice example, nice demonstration of the sensation, and then you carry that sensation into what you sing, okay? I know they're weird, guys, but I appreciate you hanging out with me and just following along on this exploration of authenticity. I hope it has been helpful for you. If you've enjoyed today's video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up or click that subscribe button below. I'd love to see you here more often. Thank you so much for including me in your vocal journey. I'm so happy to be part of this with you, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Bye!